We are live. Live, alive. Good evening. Is the frequency in use? Fine business. This is K4PEW net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net is in emergency or priority traffic. I thought not. If there is any emergencies, 911 is your first preference. Second preference is to sit home and suffer. Third preference is to call us and let us do it for you. You can break into the net at any time if you have an emergency. For information on the net, you can see us on YouTube right now, 140. Well, it's not on 146. It's on YouTube under the word Brain Trusts, BRAINTRUSTS, or the easy way is to just look up my call and search block for YouTube. That's Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, K4PEW. Or you can look us up on our website. It's 146415.net. Just very similar to our frequency. 146415.net. Or you can see us on groups.io, where you can sign up for the email list. And that's on GROUPS, groups.India Oscar. And if you must know, it's /G/MJSS. Or you can just do a search for MJSS within the groups.io system. Or you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night, as we have been prone to do for the last 548 nets, which is about 5 years and 6 months or so, 5 months. And the purpose of the net is to have fun. Have fun building stations, creating friends, having a good time, creating an environment where we have better hams, operating better stations, and being of service to the community if the need ever arises. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events in support of the local community, in particular us. So let me give you a couple announcements here. Today is Wednesday, which is the 1st of January, the first net of 2020. I never thought I'd make it to 2020, but here I sit. I remember 1960, just like it was yesterday, and I was 11 then. I remember because it was the beginning of a new decade, I thought. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, announcements. Tonight we have the 10-meter sideband net on 28.415. 28.415, single sideband, and that's going to immediately following this net. I'm not hoping we go real fast, but I want to go a little faster because we ate up an hour and 45 minutes last Wednesday, or was it last week? I forget which, last Saturday. But I don't want to cut it short, but I certainly don't want to stop anybody from telling us something that's going on. So anyway, that's the big news is that. And then, of course, Saturday we have another net. And the following Saturday, we have, that'd be the first breakfast of 2020, which is at Courtney's in Mount Juliet, which I send out announcements on. And that's probably as far as we need to go. I sent out announcements for next week's nets as well. Simplex nets and the W4EAO nets. And then tomorrow night, I forgot, there is a net on the that's the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club's net. It's their information net, and it's either going to be on the output on 147.105 or the input, which is 600 higher. So anyway, if anybody has any question about that, in case they use a repeater, the offset is, the PL is 156.7. Does anybody have any further announcements at this time? All righty, arousing maybe on that one. Well, very good. Then tonight we're taking check-in again to set net number 549, and we're starting from the east. And I expect James to jump in there if he's home tonight. This is K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex net 146.415. East, please come in.
Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo.
Very good, Richard. You beat James in there. He must not be there.
I know it. Good evening. Happy New Year, and I hope everybody has a good 2020.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much of it. It's just the way we mark time. It is just another day, but it's just interesting that we're now in the year 2020, and it's I don't know. It seems like a big jump from the teens. Well, from 2000 to 2020. I mean, it's only 20 years, which is a lifetime for a couple of our younger members.
This is true, but a drop in the bucket for others.
Just remember, the people starting college this year were born in 2002.
Wow.
I know, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, you doing all right, Richard?
Doing great. Went and visited my son and his wife down from Indiana at my daughter's house today, and we played Santa Claus and all that good stuff all at one time, and had a large time. So yeah, that's about what we've done today. And my wife went to work. I'm sitting here.
Cool. Yeah, it's a nice, well, chilly night if it's breezy, but I wouldn't go out in a t-shirt tonight and spend any time. But well, good to have you in there, Richard. That's Richard, Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo. He is just a little bit west of Lebanon. Good signal as always. Who else? East, please. We already rounded out the east. I didn't figure we were starting there. We'll move up to the north then, north of Montjulia.
KJ4 GMR, KJ4 H&B, 4 Yankee Quebec Romeo, Keith up in Gallatin.
Yeah, hold on, Keith. I did hear Ray in there, KJ4 GMR. How you doing, Ray?
Just starting another year.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, just the market. It's the way we mark the time going by, but it's not a big deal. It's just a big number.
Yeah, other than that, pretty cool. Quiet, cold, cool. Anyway, the days are not halfway decent to be out, but the night get a little chilly. Other than that, I'm gonna let you get back to it because you said you wanted to try to get on off over yonder somewhere. So anyway, have a good night. Have a happy and safe New Year. KJ4 John.
Yep, same to you and Zoe there, Ray. It's hopefully it'll be a good year for everybody. And that was KJ4 or Kilo Juliet 4, Golf Mike Romeo, and Kilo Juliet 4, Hotel November Victory. That's HNB. And Keith, give me your call again, please.
Kilo November 4, Yankee Quebec Romeo.
Ah, very good. And you're in Gallatin, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm at. Happy New Year, though.
Oh yeah, no, you got a good signal. What do you? I forgot what I've asked you before. But what's your antenna using?
I was using a little Slim Jim in the attic, but I got a new antenna. Santa took care of me, and I got an X300 now.
Aha! How high did you? Oh, did you already put it up? Did you?
I just got it yesterday, so I've temporarily put it up on a 10-foot pole.
And it's not doing too bad. How much power are you using?
5 watts.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. The X300 normally would get out much stronger than that, but I'm anxious to hear if you how you improved the receive thing on that X300.
I played around this afternoon and was talking to a guy in Northeast Nashville, so that's a plus for me.
Yeah, it is. It is surprising, and again, it's one of those silly things I joke about. But the J-pole, a lot of people started out with the Slim Jims, and I was one of them, and then a homemade 96-inch tall J-pole, the Super J-pole, which is, I don't know what it's super at, but it's super at being tall, but it isn't all that good when you compare it. The X300 is really a killer antenna.
Yeah, it looked like it was about as much as I could get away with the lock size. I figured I could put it on a 20 or 30 foot antenna mast to really get better reception.
Oh yeah, if you double the height, I think you'll be surprised. Your signal's good here though on 5 watts. So it's very good.
Good deal.
Yeah, very good. All right, that was Keith, and he's in Gallatin. Kilo November 4, Yankee Quebec Romeo. Who's next north?
K4WKU.
Yeah, that's way up north. How you doing, Steve?
Pretty good. How are you, Paul? Happy New Year.
Yeah, I think it's been good so far. It's only been one day, and it didn't rain, snow, or get below freezing.
Yeah, we're both able to drink coffee.
Yeah, it's one of my things I used to drink it all day long, and now I can't drink it past 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll screw up my sleep.
All right, give me another number. 73. Talk to you later. Same for everything.
All right, Steve, good to have you in there. That's Steve. He's up in a little bit north of Bowling Green. It's Kilo 4 Whiskey, Kilo Uniform. Good signal out of Kentucky. Got a little 5-element beam pointed in our direction. Who else, North?
KB9 RKK.
Hey, Frank, what's up? You doing any good?
Yeah, doing good. Just real quick, is there any hum in the signal?
I didn't hear anything besides you.
Awesome. Yeah, I fixed my mic. It was exactly what I think it was Mark told me at the breakfast.
Ah, so it was just the mic? I mean, did you repair it or did you have to throw it out?
No, I just had to take the element out and basically move it.
Really? Just moving the element in the hand mic did the job?
No, this is my Heil headset. It was getting like a bad ground, but it wasn't broken. It was like, I think something was shorting on that little capacitor. The way it was jammed in there, like it wasn't put in correctly.
Well, let me call Bob and I'll tell him about it over there.
I don't know. I've talked to him several times, but I never bring that up, but I should.
No, I'm sure that, well, that is interesting, though. That is interesting. I don't really want to take mine apart, but it's the regular Heil Pro headset?
Yeah, it's the Icon one, the Pro Elite headset. So, here's what's funny. It worked fine, and all of a sudden I developed a hum about 6 months ago, and I stopped using it. And then he said, take a look at that element. It's real easy to get to. And sure enough, I just moved it around, and all of a sudden it went away. And I said, okay, put it back together. Keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, they use a different element, from what I understand, for the ICOMs than for the other radio.
Yeah, this is electric. It's not, in some ways it's not as good. It's, the other radios you get to use a real dynamic mic, which I've always liked the way those sound. But hey, what are you gonna do?
No, your audio is very clear and crisp, and it seems to have very good quality to it. So I don't think I complain too much. I'm
using their settings that they told me, what they say to use on these new icons. So, they didn't have it for this 97, so it looks just like a 73, so I just use the same settings. Yeah, it's really working great for you. I'm sure other people would give you similar reports if you haven't asked. Nope, you're the first one to ask. First time I've tried it on this new radio.
All right, sounds good. That was Frank, and he's up in Northwest Wilson, Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo, Kilo with a little Heil headset clinic, and he sounds great, though, really. If anybody else has an ICOM element and a Heil headset, he can give you some advice on what to do. Who else? North, please come in.
W9BOQ.
Every time I've heard you the last 2 days, you're mobile. Are you home tonight?
Yeah, you're not hearing me good?
No, I'm hearing you fine. I just said every time I hear you, you're mobile. I just want to make sure you're home.
I'm always on the move, Paul.
Well, fleeing felons usually are in that mode, aren't they?
Yes, sir. Well, I just got done changing the oil in my wife's car, oil and filter. I put a new battery in with new battery connectors, and I fixed her antenna so she can listen to the PBS. And everything's good. I got it all done. I went in to wash my hands. I missed the first 5 minutes of the net.
Well, duly noted. Now, by the way, I didn't mean have felons. There were people just fleeing justice and the musicians. Those are the two groups that are on the run all the time.
The what and the musicians?
People fleeing justice and musicians.
That's true. Hey, by the way, when we're done with this net, I'm going to have a short Fusion Simplex net. If anybody wants to join in, all we're going to do is just check in and see how our propagation is. I'm going to do it on 147.525. 147.525 Fusion. So that might be fun to see how that works.
All righty. You heard it here first. That's Dennis, Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar, Quebec. He's in Castellian Springs. And he is following the 2 meter and then the 10 meter sideband that he's going to do Fusion net. That's a Yaesu Fusion 147.525. 147.525 right after that. And I'll try to remember that at the end of the net, but I just wrote it down myself, so I shouldn't forget. All right, very good, Dennis. Good to hear you in there. Your signal, as always, is excellent. Who else is North?
Let me just say Happy New Year to everybody. This is a great net. All great people. I'm clear.
Okay, Dennis. Flattery will get you everywhere. Everybody should be flattered. Dennis says everybody here is great. All right, very good, Dennis. Good to have you in there. Who else, North? All right, nothing here. We're going over to the west. West about Juliet, west of Wilson County.
KN4 GJF.
You sound pretty good tonight, Rick. You doing anything special?
Just resting up from that big party last night.
Oh yeah. Well, my big party was potato chips, some dip, and some what was it? Apple drink.
Oh, sounds pretty good. I had a bowl of chili with some oyster crackers and bed by 9.
Oh, is that right? So yeah, we didn't even watch any of the midnight festivities until 1 when I was like, we watched a replay of it or something.
I couldn't make it. You know, it's not that big a deal to me anymore. If I'm able to watch the ball drop on TV, that's fine. If not, oh well, it'd be all right.
I'm still ticked that Guy Lombardo isn't doing the C thing anymore.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, very good. That was Rick, Kilo November 4, Tango, Juliet, Foxtrot. He is in Ashland City. And I'm still waiting to hear from your Yagi. You haven't got that done yet?
No, I'm trying to get my brother to get started. I don't have the expertise. I was waiting on him, so I'm putting it off on him.
Oh, I assumed it was his fault.
Oh, absolutely his fault.
All righty, again, Rick. It was Kilo November 4, Tango, Juliet, Foxtrot in Ashland City, doing a great job, at least to hear. And he's shortly, I hope, getting a Yagi, and everybody will be able to hear him. I'm pretty sure there's some over on the east side that can't hear, who are a little farther away. All right, who's that? Anybody else west?
KM4YRF. Put the blame on me.
Yeah, you got broad shoulders for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just like at work. Anytime anything goes wrong, I'm responsible.
Oh yeah, just take the responsibility right up front. You just apologize every time something goes wrong, and the boss will be happy.
That's pretty good. Actually, we're going to try to get started on it this weekend, so we'll see.
Well, I did learn that ages ago. If I was the manager of a group and something went wrong, I never blamed the guys. I always blamed. I said, I'll take care of it. That was obviously something I overlooked. And as the planner, it would be something I overlooked.
Well, and that was a very good position to take, and that was definitely a position of leadership. And just want to say that Frank's audio is superb over here in Northeast Nashville.
Ah, yeah, very good. So you noticed the same thing, how good it was. It is interesting how well. It was very articulate in everything about the way his audio was.
Good and clear in Ashland City as well.
Very good, Rick.
Thinking about a high mic now.
Yeah, those headset mics, they get, the headset plus the mic is, I don't know, 250 plus. I forget how much it is. I cringed when I bought it, but I do like it.
Well, I was wondering if he was using box or a foot or hand switch.
Frank, you still there? Are you using a foot switch or a hand switch? I think Frank took off on us.
I think that was the off switch. No, I'm still here. Keeping on RKK.
Do you using a foot switch or a hand switch on the mic?
I'm using a foot switch.
Okay, there you go, foot switch.
All right. I don't know if I would be coordinated enough to do that or not, but we can see.
Well, I don't want to tell nobody, but that's why I bought the hand switch.
That was probably my choice. I don't guess I have anything else except say Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope this year is the best year ever for the net. Back to net.
Oh, I don't know how it could get any better. Just we get longer, but I don't know if it can get any better. I'm thrilled that everybody's interested. That's all. Like I said, I only started the net because I wanted somebody to talk to, and now I got lots of people to talk to.
Well, last week was definitely longer.
Oh, yeah, let's move on. All right. Thanks, Michael. That was Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot He's in Belshire, northeast of Nashville, a little bit. Who else? Wes, please come on.
Katie for OEN, Mary, and Happy New Year, Paul, and to all the gang out there tonight.
Yeah, very good, Mary. Haven't heard from you in a week or so. How are you and Marty doing?
Joy doing just great. Just been busy doing different things around the holidays, and so after today, everything will kind of go back to normal or routine.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of, I don't know, it can be hectic, but I don't have any relatives that live close to me, so we had kind of a quiet Christmas and New Year's. Spent some time on the phone with relatives though, but that's always good. Yeah, if you would have showed up last Saturday, was today's Wednesday? Yeah, Saturday, we would have had 31 people on there.
Oh wow, that's a lot. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, I guess. Congratulations to everybody who shows up and expresses an interest, and everybody's, in a mode where they at least like to get on the air, like to be heard, and they like to have a good station with a good audio, and that's kind of what I think happens. I'm pretty sure they're not showing up just for me.
I think everybody really enjoys it, and we appreciate your leadership in it, being net control. So I will pass the mic over to Marty and let him check in. You all have a great New Year and a good evening. And Katie for OE and Claire.
Very good. Hey, Marty, what's up?
Oh, not much. And I'm just sitting there and eating dinner.
Well, I'm guessing that you probably had way too much to eat over the last 10 days, and you need to stop.
Yo, Mary's made steaks tonight.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, are they, really thick steaks or just really good tender steaks? Well, I'm taking it they're tasty.
Okay. What?
No, I was just saying, were they nice, thick, tender steaks?
Yeah, they're real tender.
Yeah, my favorite kind. Nothing worse than chewy steaks.
Or cold.
Yeah, it was an old joke. A guy, I say it was a joke. A guy who used to come home late, and he had a drinking problem, but he'd come home late, and he said he often came home and his dinner was what do you say, cold shoulder and hot tongue.
Uh-oh.
Well, very good. Good to have you in there, Marty, and good to have you in there, Mary. Good to have you back after a little bit of, the busy holidays, of course. And that was Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November, and that's Mary, and Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, and that's Marty, and they're both in Belshire, just a little bit north of Nashville, right next to Michael, as a matter of fact, KM4YRF. Who else, Wes, please come now.
November 4, Delta Juliet Tango.
Yeah, very good, Don. Don in Bon. Did they say in Bon Aqua? Do they call it Bon Aqua?
They do indeed. They call it Bon Aqua. I think that's what I've been told since I moved up here. It's how everybody pronounces it. So, or Bon Aqua, depending on your accent.
Well, the reason I asked, my wife, who keeps telling me I took 3 years of French in high school, and she can't speak but 4 words, but she says, why isn't that pronounced bon? I said, because we don't live in France. That's why.
Well, it's the same reason why y'all can't pronounce Lafayette.
Well, that's right. But actually, it was funny because she couldn't remember what the word Bon Aqua meant. And I think it says it means, no, it wasn't that. It was, oh, shoot. It was whatever the French word is for clear, and it means clear water. And in this case, it's good water.
That is correct. Apparently, there used to be some natural spring around here that was supposedly good for your health at one point way back in the day.
Ah, very good. Yeah, I grew up about a mile from Love Canal, and it would have been Mal water, or Mal? Is that what it would be in French?
My French is horrible, and the 6 months I took of it in high school didn't really stick.
Yeah, no, that's the last time I had French was in high school. You're right. Well, very good, Don. How you doing? You doing all right with your setup, getting along?
Well, my setup is getting along. Of course, the weather is not my friend. It's not going to be my friend. It's going to rain like the hammers of Hades start tomorrow, and probably snow on Saturday morning. So that means my yard, which still doesn't have a lot of grass around the areas where my tower is from all the pool construction. It'll be a mud box, so chances of me getting any tower work done are slim and none. So I moved my focus to the inside. I got my on the opposite side of the room here. I have built my electronics bench out over the holiday, so I have a place to work on stuff now. I can have my soldering iron and my oscilloscopes and meters all out again, and so I have a place to actually do electronics again. I'm looking forward to digging into that. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna. The weather hates me, and I'll get to it when I can get to it.
Yeah, well, if you had given it a great deal of forethought and had a little bit more money, you would have just concreted the whole backyard to make it the pool deck.
I could just put AstroTurf down there, painted it green, one or the other.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But a lawn looks nice when it's taken care of. But you're right, if it's all muddy and it is supposed to snow, actually, did they say that?
Chance, I'll look at the models and the sound links tomorrow afternoon and see if things change. But yeah, there's a chance of some flurries, probably on the plateau more than here. But it's going to get cold. I think the high temperatures on Saturday morning are supposed to be the high for the day, so it's supposed to drop after that. Sunday's supposed to be nice, but then again, my yard will be a pile of mud, and the YL's really getting sick of me dragging mud in the house.
Oh, yeah. No, I know the drill. I had some similar issues when we put up the fence, and I have to take off my shoes before I come in the house because I drag in all this. I didn't think there was that much clay in Mount Juliet, but there is, and it drags and it sticks to everything. Well, very good, Don. Good to have you in there. I'm glad you're making progress, if very slowly. I can't wait until you're done with that. That'd be good to hear that everything up in a better place on that tower. And that was November 4, Delta, Juliet Tango, Don in Bon Agua. That'd be in Spanish. Wouldn't that be? I forgot what the word for good is. Bueno. All right, Don. Good to have you in there. Who else is next? Wes.
Whiskey 4, Alpha, Whiskey Echo.
Hey, John. What you up to? No good on Christmas. The day after New Year's. First day of New Year's.
Just working on some projects, but doing it at a slow, leisurely pace.
Well, it's nice to have the luxury of doing that.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to establish that is going to be the drill for the day.
Yeah, I know I've had, I probably mentioned it 100 times before, but I've had some tedious jobs in working in mechanical stuff, and I did surveys of things, and I had to write down dozens and dozens and dozens, go with 200 or 300 columns of information and data, and then transfer it over to a computer, and what a pain.
Yeah, I remember after dealing with, surveying ledgers and then IBM punch cards and then paper tape on computer terminals, finally having your own desktop computer where you could do cut and paste was like, this is what I needed years ago.
Yeah, I was talking, I went over, met this couple of engineers from Vanderbilt today at just a little New Year's Day celebration. And I realized that, in fact, I told the one, I said, I said, I don't know your age exactly. I'm not going to ask you. I said, but you never knew a time when you didn't have cell phones or desktop computers, do you?
I still have my really expensive in a leather case aluminum slide rule, which I used as a freshman. And, I've shown it to a couple of young engineers and a couple of helicopter pilots, and they just looked at me funny, like, what is that, a flight computer?
Yeah, I used to know how to use one of those. I couldn't do it to save my life, and I have no idea what I did with mine from years ago. I couldn't. No, it doesn't matter what happened to it because nobody's going to use it. Nobody knows how to use it.
Yeah, I literally just sort of picked it up the other day, and of course, the whole thing is a logarithmic sliding scale, and within a moment, it all just instantly I mean, I didn't think about it. It just sort of like, it's like you went to sleep for 20 years and then woke up and realized you still knew how to walk.
Yeah, I might be able to do some basic things on that, but might be a little slim pickings. I didn't use it a whole lot. But anyway, yeah, that's like try to think of this, that the majority of the space program was done on Slugger.
Yeah. I mean, and the computers they had, they've got some of them on display down at Huntsville. The memory modules were actually wired by hand.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of those. But I'm guessing that a whole bunch of the stuff they had in NASA, and I'm not hip on that, but most of it was analog stuff.
Well, I mean, it was digital, but it was like 8-bit. But there was no such thing as a memory chip, and I think there's something on YouTube about it that they had a team of women who were skilled seamstresses that they hired because it involved taking very tiny ferrite beads that were so small that you had to use a needle and thread, and they used very fine copper wire. That's what made the inductor on-off become a digital 1 and 0.
Oh yeah, I did see that, as a matter of fact. I believe it is on YouTube, but I do have a nice little thing about that, how detailed they had to be, and it wasn't simple a matter of just a day's work to get something done. It took many days and many hands to get it done.
What impressed me was knowing how fragile ferrite beads are, is how that survived that Saturn rocket ride.
They must have made them extra special with some kind of special holding them together.
Yeah, once they tested it, and they were really, they're sort of big, like a school kid's lunchbox. They potted the whole thing, and what looks like potting silicon compound.
Hey! Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to turn on the mic as the dogs thought there was like an armed intruder coming in the door the way they were barking. Well, very good, John. Good to have you in there. Yeah, I do remember that. If anybody wants to look that up, they look into that NASA early basic. I don't know what the heck that's under. Early basic computer for NASA. I don't know. But anyway, that was John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo, and he is in Bellevue, or Southwest Nashville area business. Good to have you in there, John. Who else, West?
Quick recheck.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard talk about core memory. I had the volume down. I turned it off, and I actually had a computer with core memory in it a long time ago. I got it secondhand from a business that closed up, and it had core memory in it. It ran COBOL and Fortran and assembly. And the cool thing about that computer is, real quick, is you could have it running, the programs loaded, and you could pull the plug on the power, and as long as nothing magnetic interacted with the machine, you could plug it back in, and everything would be in the exact same state you left it.
That's funny. I think I remember hearing about that, but I'm not sure about it. But that's cool. So you still have that, do you?
No. That was long. I tore that apart because I had a really good. It was in a big rack cabinet, half the size of a refrigerator, and it had a 1 megabit, 1 megabyte Winchester hard drive removable platter in it, and it had a big block of lead in the back of it because when you pulled the drawer out, the thing would tip over if it didn't. And I gutted the cabinet a long time ago and used it for other things. That's long gone now, but it was cool while it lasted. I used a terminal for it into my PK232 for a few years after I got rid of the actual computer and moved to a Commodore VIC-20 and Commodore 64. But yeah, it was cool at the time, but the core memory was cool anyhow. I'll let you go on to your net. And 14JT.
Very good. That was Don, of course, over in Bon Aqua. Some little computer history. Who else, West? On to the south. Please come in.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor Yankee.
All right, hang on, Bill. You were doubled there a little bit. You both hesitated, and you're both semi-lost. But anyway, Larry, how you doing?
Doing all right, Paul. In about 10 minutes before the net started, I had me a nice little QSO on 5-2.
Oh, is that right? Anybody we know?
I don't know. He was at 35,000 and over somewhere in middle of Kentucky.
Oh, awesome. So it was aeronautics. That's cool. Over Kentucky. So that had to be a good, at least 100 miles or so, huh?
Yeah, but he had a good antenna height.
Oh my gosh, you could have worked you on 5 watts.
Yeah. All right, we'll let you get on with it, man. KE4SYB.
Very good. I think I heard Bill in there down in Murfreesboro.
Yep, I'm here. Everything's going fine. Just enjoy listening to you all. So I'll back on out of here because you're wanting to get up and do some other stuff tonight. So 73s to everybody.
Yeah, very good. My memory's going to fade. It's Kilo Mike for November Yankee, right?
Correct.
Ah, see, my memory's not as bad as I thought it was. All right, that was Bill in Murfreesboro. Good signal. And again, Kilo Mike for November Yankee. I appreciate you being there, Bill. Who else south?
Kilo November 4, Yankee Quebec Papa, Dustin, first time, Laverne.
Ah, very good, Dustin. Kilo November 4, Yankee Quebec Delta. Is that correct?
Papa.
All right, that was me. I got a bad memory, and the P ended up looking like a D to me. So I'm sorry about that. So what? How did you hear about the net, or did you just find us by strolling around?
I was monitoring the 9-1 on Short Mountain, and I heard somebody calling this, saying there was going to be a net on this frequency tonight. I wanted to see if I could hit it, or even listen to it at least, but apparently it's coming in pretty good. Watching it on the stream and listening to it on the radio.
Ah, very good. And you're located where?
Laverne over here by Percy Priest Lake.
Oh, yeah, very good at Laverne. I did hear you say that. I get kind of caught up with my notes and listening, and I sometimes miss on things. But well, good. I'm glad you got it. Are you able to? What kind of antenna are you using there?
Well, I'm using a J-pole jammed up into my window right now. It's going to go in the attic here in a couple days, but for right now, it's wedged in my window.
Ah, very good. Yeah, I always advise it. We joke about that on this net. As a matter of fact, we have joked, and I've joked about it, particularly since I went through the same drill. Started out with, when you jump in the ham radio, you get a J-pole, and then sometimes it's just a little Slim Jim J-pole, and then you jump and say, well, I'll put that thing in the attic. I don't want to disturb anybody, or I can't disturb anybody. But, the real deal is to get the most and best antenna that you can afford. If you can, get it outside. Are you able to get an antenna outside at all?
Not at the moment, but hopefully within the year I'll be able to have a place to go and put it, and it'll be an upgrade to like a Comet series antenna or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, Comet or any of the good ones, the brand name ones. I even, just to give you a quick. I went from what did I do? I had the J-pole in the attic, and I said, oh, this is great, and that's how I started the net 5.5 years ago. Well, I realized, that isn't cutting it. I'm able to hear even stations that were within a few miles from me. It just wasn't doing it. So I said, okay. So I went and I put, my answer to that was putting a beam in the attic, because my wife was complaining about, I don't want to put anything outside. So that helped somewhat, but I can't hear anybody but who I'm pointing at. And then I put an antenna up on the roof, up on the chimney mount, and it was a cheap 17-foot antenna. And that worked great until it didn't work great, because water got in a couple of times because it was a cheap antenna. And so then I bought the $390 Diamond X700, which that's the monster of the Midway. I don't think you can find a more expensive or better antenna. And I bought it because I was net control and I felt compelled to do it. But man, does this thing sound, I hear everybody. I can hear handhelds at sometimes 40 miles, depending upon their elevation.
Yeah, Diamond makes a great antenna. I'll have to look into that whenever I'm able to construct anything. But yeah, that's some really good advice. I took a lot of notes there.
But again, the deal is that I'm not trying to talk anybody in any brand or any antenna, but like I said, it's the best one you can afford, and realistically put up, because some people do have restrictions, and even those I know who have, some people who have homeowners restrictions or XYL restrictions, they can even put a 5/8 wave vertical, ground plane, and they can stick it up and attach it to even at roof level, up above the roof. Man, they do great guns. I can hear them often. Let's see, from here I can usually hear them even over farther from you, over there in Brentwood or Franklin. So you got a lot of options, really a lot of them. But you're doing fine now from Laverne, but you're pretty close to me. Percy Priest is a clear shot to me in Mount Juliet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear that. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for all that information. I'm glad I can make it into the net. And it's a pretty interesting net. I like the computer talk and all the different topics you are going on about. But I'm gonna clear out of here. The 73 KN4YQP clear.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Dustin. Dustin's in Laverne. He's a first timer on our net. Good to have you in there. It's Kilo November 4, Yankee, Quebec, Papa. And we do meet the second and fourth Saturdays of every month for a breakfast. We put announcements. Is your email good on QRZ?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, I'll send you if you like. I'll put you up. I can request you to be on our. You'd have to approve it, but to our little email group just for the announcements and reminders and stuff. We don't do any real spamming around, just the routine stuff for radio. Oh, very good. Good to have you in there, Dustin. Who was the other station in there? And again, that was Kilo November for Yankee, Quebec, Papa, and he's in Laverne. That's Dustin. Who was the other station?
Probably WB4ZFK. Hi, Paul.
Man, what brought you here? Gene?
Yeah, well, I remembered finally, and just got home from church a few minutes ago, and thought, hey, I believe he's on, and I'll bet he's on, and I'll bet he's going to have a 10-meter gathering sometime, isn't he?
Yeah, right after this net. We're raring to go. I don't know. Good thing you didn't check in last Saturday, because we had 29 check-ins, and it went for an hour and 45 minutes. I said, man, we can't let it last that long anymore. It's a lot of fun, but it's a long time.
Yeah, I understand that. We'll carry on. What is it, 28425?
415, just like the suffix on our regular net. Instead of 14, I'm sorry, can't even get my own call. Instead of 146, 415, it's 28, 415.
Contact. I've got an R7 vertical and a G5 RV that I might make work. I will try. I'll listen to hear whenever you're going to go get it started. WB4ZFK. Glad you can hear me.
Oh, yeah, you're doing great, Gene. By the way, Gene, there's a fusion net following the 10-meter net on 147.525.
Fusion, let's see, that would be through the 140, the 147 300 and the 146.79.
Now we're doing that at Simplex. Simplex only. We don't need no stinking repeaters.
Let's see, yeah, I can work Fusion.
Yeah, I thought you could. That's why I brought it up. Is that what you're calling about, Dennis?
No, Gene has a tone on his signal.
Gene has a tone on his signal?
He does.
I do.
Yes, he does. It's quite prominent.
Aha. So you got a tone. Do you know what tone? What tone is it? Is that what you actually had a tone, like the tone that would go into a repeater? So I'm thinking your part of your radio just needs to turn the tone off, I guess, on this frequency.
Yeah, I'll do that, or I'll try to.
All right, very good. Good to have you in there, Gene. You haven't been in there a long time. I'm pretty sure you were in there a long time ago.
Yeah, I think so. Carry on. I'll see if I can get this tone off. WB4ZFK.
All right, that was Gene. Whiskey Bravo 4 Zulu Foxtrot Kilo, and he is in, I think it's Portland, is it not?
No, I'm outside of Westmoreland. I'm right at the Kentucky line.
Oh, that's right. It's Westmoreland, my mistake. Westmoreland up near Kentucky. And again, Whiskey Bravo 4 Zulu Foxtrot Quebec Kilo, Zulu Foxtrot Kilo, and that's Gene. Making a good trip with your signal, Gene. Who else? Let's see, where was it? West? Still west? South?
KD4ZGY. K4IDC.
Hold on, Robin. We got Ed down in Shake Wreck. How you doing, Ed?
Good evening, Paul. This is Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee there. I'm sure everyone has done wished you a happy new year, but don't mind the comments in that file with it. And I do hope you have a prosperous year. Anyway, I hope everyone else is the same and enjoy listening to you sitting here playing a Rubik's Cube. I was trying to get it finished before my time came up, but I didn't make it hardly. So catch you later, Paul. Appreciate it. Good evening to you. One and all. KD4 ZGY.
Yeah, very good, Ed. It was Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee and Shake Rag down near Shelbyville. I think I heard Robin K4 IDC. And
You did indeed. Good evening. Happy New Year.
yeah, very good. I think it's going to be, well, I don't know. You never know what it's going to be, but I'm hoping it'll be a good New Year.
Well, of course it will be. It's whatever you make of it, right?
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? Listen, you can go down that road of saying positive thoughts all year long. Doesn't mean it's all going to be positive. You just got to live with keeping your head up, even if it gets negative.
That's right. You just keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, some, like this past year has been a little rough on me and my wife with the death of both of our mothers in the same month, and that was a little rough. And taking care, still trying to resolve all the belongings and take care of the estates of both of them, and that's a struggle all by itself. But we got through it all right, and we're still doing fine. And we were just talking, at the end of the year yesterday. We're looking at the past and saying, "Wow, what it's been a weird year."
I can only imagine. Yeah, I know that was a tough hill to climb, but you're a climber. So it's been a lovely start so far. And I've got, we were cleaning up and I looked at the clock and said, oh, it's 10 after. I got to go switch my antenna coaxes over so I can check into the net. I've had the coax tied to the new 40-meter antenna. The dual bander is atop that, so I had to run up the hill and swap the coax over. I haven't gotten to the point of installing a duplexer or a switch yet.
Hey, by the way, you haven't been completely honest with your buddy Bruce.
How's that?
He didn't know about your 3 towers.
Oh, well, it wasn't that I was keeping it from him on purpose. Actually, he knows that I have the easy way, and I've been working on putting it up.
No, I'm just joking. I told him about it, and he said, well, I'm glad you were able to help him out.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him, but I said, I think he did you a favor by not letting you know about it.
Yeah, he's not much help when it comes to 104 bags of concrete.
Well, you got to remember, it was actually more because you and I both handled them more than once.
Right. Well, last night I handled by myself.
Oh, is that right? How many did you have?
Remember the Tuesday, you and I ran short at the 40-meter tower site, and I had to go back to Lowe's the next day and buy 10 more, and I ended up using 9 of them and hauling the 10th one back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, there is an easier way if you can haul in concrete on a helicopter.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
And I don't think they make pumps with pipes that long, do they?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, well, you do with what you got. It's that was a little bit of a stretch, though. I don't want to do that again soon.
Well, I don't think we're going to have to. This 70-footer that I'm going to get, I don't plan to put up here, so I think you'll get to skate by on the next one by the time it comes around to put that up.
Oh, you're going to wait for some future project?
Yeah, that's kind of earmarked for the future in the new place.
Oh, great. Obviously, you're not moving to a deed restricted or homeowners agreement area.
Oh, I'm going to find the most Nazi-oriented homeowners association I can, move in there, and then put up a 70-foot crank up.
Why make it easy on them? Make it not a crank up.
Yeah, I'll just stretch it out and weld it together.
Well, very good, Robin. Good to have you in there. That was Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. He's here south of me, about 5 miles, just a little bit east of Percy Priest Lake, closer to the lake than he is to Mount Juliet Road, or I think it's 171 still down there, isn't it?
It is. And just one more thing. I moved this dual bander that I'm talking on up to the 40-meter tower site. And so it's probably a little bit higher than it was at its highest point. Maybe not much difference. I'd be interested in knowing if anyone can hear me any better. So just wanted to throw that in. Let me know. 8480.
I don't know. Is anybody real far away that didn't hear Robin before on the net? Dennis, are you able to hear Robin okay?
Yeah. I had a computer crash during the net, but I I've been under the desk for the last 10 minutes, and I think I resolved it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Robin, you were almost just a little hair under full scale here.
Well, Jesus, I'm not 40 over to you, something's bad.
Well, you could be 40 over with the, I don't remember what it was, quite honestly, with your Ed Fong antenna, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, I can hear him, but he's real noisy on me.
Okay, real noisy. Well, yeah, you'd be a little problem up there in north, going to the northeast, I think, for Richard. I mean, for up to Richard, wouldn't you, Robin?
I don't know. Where is Richard?
Just west of Lebanon, about a mile or so, off of Lebanon Road.
Well, might be the terrain issue. There's a pretty big hill on Highway 109 just north of 40.
Yeah, I'm believing that's the problem, because it usually is. He has fantastic, like down to Noreen and down to even west, but not to you or and he's not full scale to me usually, but he's got a good signal.
Robert's F5 in Sunshine.
F5.
You remember how he was before?
Better than that before, I believe.
All right, Richard, come back to me again. I didn't look at the meter when you transmitted before.
Richard, are you able to copy Robin?
I can. He's making a lot of noise on me. Is all I can say. I pick out every other word or something.
Well, that's interesting. He's S4 to me.
He says he's S4 to you, or S4 to Robin for you, Richard.
Robin, on the 21st, you were 40 over. There's a lot of noise with him.
All right, Michael. So not as good now to you, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, I know one thing I can do about that. S7 to Dennis. Oh, that's plenty good.
I've got 3 bars on him.
3 bars and noisy, right?
3 bars and noisy to you, Richard?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, very good. See, I told you to get that S700 or that X700.
Yeah, well, the last 200 feet of the coax is RG8, so I'll change that out to a piece of 1/2 inch or 7/8, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll bet that'll make it. You've got, what is that total run from your shack out to that?
400 feet.
Yeah, that's a stretch. You expect some losses there, especially with the RG8, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it were 400 feet straight up and right outside the door, it'd be a lot better than it is now.
Yeah, except then it would be all uphill.
That's right. But electricity don't care.
No, that's right, it doesn't. Well, very good, Robin. I think we may have solved, at least got some indication what's going on. That was Kilo 4 Indy Delta Charlie, Robin, just down south of Mount Juliet in actually Hermitage in Davidson County, about 5-6 miles south. Who else south, please come on?
KN4PQX.
KN4PQX, right next door, right?
Can confirm Robin was S9 to me the whole time, or probably like 8 million over, but I wasn't really looking.
You wouldn't have to look, you could probably hear him talk.
Exactly. I don't even need the radio. I can turn this off and still hear him.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, you shouldn't have any trouble. How are you hearing everybody else with your little setup you got there?
Pretty good. I think I could probably hear like maybe a third of the people. Everyone else is just kind of static. Probably because I'm not in a very advantageous position right now with my little HT, but past that I can hear everyone else pretty good.
No, I got you. Yeah, you're in a somewhat of a restricted what you have in equipment wise, but yeah, once you get a, even with the HT, well, again, you're also in a low spot for most of the people on the net because you're right there down near the lake. So it's just like Robin was in that same position before he put the tower up.
Yeah, I just need to put the I have the ground plan antenna. I just need to put in the attic and then I'll be good.
That's right, the attic. You never have to worry about too much rust or water up there.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, very good. Well, if you can get out of the attic, that'd be great too. But I'll leave that up to you, what you want to do with that. School going all right?
Yeah. This next semester starts on Monday.
Oh, so you already got your classes lined up?
Oh, yeah. Classes lined up, books ordered.
Well, I heard a lot of noise in there. Was that you, Joy? You must be running out of battery?
Yep.
All right, that was it. Joey's on an HT. It's Kilo November 4, Papa Quebec X-ray. He is just also over there by the lake and on an HT. I could tell you his signal, his audio went to crap, and all I heard was the hum of some kind of signal with very, very, very little audio. So that was Joey. Kilo November 4, Papa Quebec X-ray in Hermitage, just over by Percy Priest. Who else, South?
Kilo 4, Oscar Fox.
Man, where have you been? You've been like a lost soul out there.
I've been extremely busy taking care of sisters, brothers, and everybody else. Been out of town quite a bit. Had a daughter out west, had surgery, and had to spend quite a bit of time out there with her. But I'm back now, so hopefully I can get settled down.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I'm sorry to hear you had all those troubles. Does this year look better for you?
Well, so far, today's been pretty good. If I judge you by that, I'll have a good year.
Well, yeah, just like I said, everybody goes through periods of like we did this year, and obviously you had some issues this year as well. So this past year, I should say. But well, I'm hoping things look up for you. How are you doing there, Donnie? Otherwise,
Great. Did I hear Alan on there earlier? I'm going to let him know I'm back. I told him I'd call him when I got back and had a chance to call him.
I haven't heard him on the net, but I haven't been on the radio most of today up until the net time.
I thought I'd heard him earlier. I've been in and out. I had some things to take care of. And then I've been working on antennas and all the last 2 or 3 months and had problems there. Hopefully finally got all that straightened out on my HF antennas anyway.
All right, very good. Good to have you back, Donnie, and I hope you're doing all right. I hope you have a great new year. That was Kilo 4, Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar. He's also south about 5 or 6 miles east of Mount Juliet Road, or east of Percy Priest Lake, in effect. Who else south, please come on?
Kilo X-ray 4 Delta Queen.
Kilo X-ray 4 Delta Queen. I think this is Ron, right?
Right. I missed west, so I jumped in here for just a second. Just let you know when you're asking about Robin. I could not copy Robin. I'm about a mile east of I-65.
Mile east of I-65. Okay, very good, Robin. And can you copy Ron?
Yeah, he's a solid F2 here, a little hiss in the background, but perfectly copyable. Mile east of I-65, where? North or south of Nashville?
Oh yeah, he was just wondering where on 65 or east of 65?
Just south of Old Hickory.
Just south of Old Hickory.
All right. Well, I'll replace the feed line, and I imagine that'll improve things quite a bit.
Yeah, that'll be great. X700, man. That's a magic word.
I got $100 into this antenna. I'm not spending $400 for yours.
Get one of those harvest antennas, man. They're good.
Yeah, Dennis did his research.
Yeah, that's right. Very good. That was Ron, Kilo X-ray 4 Delta Quebec Hermitage. That was Hermitage, right, Ron?
No, actually, it's Davidson County. It's on the Davidson-Williamson County line.
Ah, okay. Okay, very good. What do they call that area then?
It would be just south of Oak Hill. North or south of Franklin?
North or south of Franklin was the question?
Well, actually, our post office is Brentwood.
Ah, okay, so you would call it, well, post office calls it Brentwood, doesn't, I guess they know what they're talking about usually. My wife works for the Postal Service.
Oh, Joey said his HT battery died.
Yeah, well, I assumed that is as soon as all I heard was a hum, you know, and a couple of syllables that were unintelligible.
His radio forgot the word, so it just hummed.
Yeah, very well. His humming didn't get very many bars over here. Yeah, very good. Okay, Ron, good to have you in here. That's Kilo X-ray 4 Delta Quebec, and he is in an area called Oak Hill, seemingly a post office box of Brentwood. Who else south, please come on. Anybody else south? Late check-ins then.
And for LXH.
Hello, Jimmy. You doing all right?
Yeah, pretty good, Paul. Pretty good.
Well, I got tired of listening to one-way conversations on 2 meters here, so I bought another antenna.
Which one did you grab?
Well, I know I heard that there was been some derogatory comments about the Harvest X700 antenna, but it was on eBay, excuse me, not eBay, but Amazon for $212, so I went ahead and bought that.
And you don't have it yet?
No, they're saying the estimated delivery date is January 3rd to January 8th, so sometime in that time period. But, you know, the specs on it are exactly the same as the Diamond antenna, but I'm not sure if the build quality is up to stuff.
Well, I don't know. And I would love if you could either invite me over to look at it when you get it, or take pictures of the components and give me your estimation of what it looks like.
Sure, I'll give you a holler when it comes in.
No, I'm anxious because they not only named it the same exact model number, but they gave exactly the same specs. It almost sounds too good. You know, it does sound too good to be true, not almost.
Yeah, I sort of wonder if they got a lawsuit from Diamond in the works there.
I don't know. I don't know. It stunned me really when I saw it, because number one, it's made in Taiwan, according to them. Not that that's good or bad, but then I'm told that Diamond makes all their antennas in Japan. I don't know that to be true. I forget. I don't think I have the original packaging for my X700 here, so I don't know what it says on it.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm going to put it up beside the house. I'm sort of afraid to put it on top of that 40-foot tower because it might become sort of a lightning rod, you know.
Yeah, that's always the fear. But what's to say your tower doesn't get hit?
Well, that's true, but right now the tower, the antenna, the 20-meter antenna on top of the tower does not stick up above the trees. But this thing being 20-something feet tall would definitely be above the trees.
Oh, I got you. Well, yeah, I'd love to see what that was when you get that in. Let me know.
Sure, I will. I'll let you know. Also, I'm still pulling my hair out over trying to get the DMR radio set up.
Oh yeah. I didn't get you that code plug, as they call it. Did you still want that?
Yeah, if you can, figure out where it is, let me know. Just email me and tell me, the particulars, or put it on, attach it to the email or something.
All righty, I shall do. Very good. That was Jimmy, Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel, and he is in over there just north of the high school in Mount Juliet, which would be up near Lebanon Road, east of the east. I don't know if it's the northeast corner of Mount Juliet, really, because there aren't any real corners in Mount Juliet. Anyway, anybody else late check-ins or east? Very good. I got Eddie in there. I heard a double in there, but hang on, Ed. How you doing? Did you want me to go ahead and post those things that are for sale, and where were they found? Were they on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, they were on Facebook Marketplace. I bought an old Kenwood tuner from him, and he's got a mobile HF antenna. Oh, I forgot what model it was. He got a HF tube amp, ICOM. I don't know, several ham radio things he's selling, and you can list them if you want to, or I will.
Well, I'm unfamiliar with Facebook Marketplace. Would they be easily able to find them in what is listed as Manchester?
Yeah, he's got an ICOM 706, several antenna tuners. I forget the name of the antenna, but he's got a lot of stuff he's wanting to sell, and he is on Marketplace, Facebook, and you could probably just look up ICOM or stuff like that, and it'll show up.
Yeah, very good. That was Eddie W4EBX. There's a guy on the Facebook Marketplace, which I'm unfamiliar with, and I kind of know of it, but I'm not on Facebook. But he's got an ICOM 706 Mark II-G for sale, and a Tar Heel mobile antenna, which are pretty nice things, and several antenna tuners, as well as a quad band TYT mobile rig. So it might be an opportunity for somebody who wants something used that sounds sounds good to them. Anyway, he's in Manchester. I don't have his call, but he's got him for sale. All right. Anything else for the net there, Mr. Ed?
Oh, that'll be it. Hope everybody had a pleasant New Year's Eve and a better New Year this year. So I'll turn it back over. Thanks for doing the net, Paul.
Very good, Ed. That's Ed, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. He's in Gladeville. And the Gladeville metropolis is just south of 40 and also a couple miles east of Mount Juliet Road. Who else east and late check-ins?
WB0NOL.
Hey, Mr. Just near the National Weather Service. How you doing, Mark?
Doing good, Paul. Happy New Year. It's a little late tonight. Kind of, I don't know, I get screwed up when holidays come in the middle of the week like this. But anyway, have a good evening. I just wanted to say hello.
Yeah, very good. I get screwed up too. My wife was working nights, the third shift, what we normally call third shift, for the last 7.5 years. And her days off were Saturday morning through Monday night. So it was we had Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, the day of, that was our weekend. Well, she changed shifts, and now she's got Tuesday and Wednesday off. I don't even know what day it is half the time because I'm so used to the other one.
I understand. But if you don't know what day it is, don't check with me.
Okay, very good. That was Mark. Great signal as always from up there by the National Weather Service in northwest Wilson County. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. Anybody else late checking?
KR4AZ.
Boy, oh boy, we let it go too long, and you always pop in there. How you doing tonight there, Tim?
Well, I just looked up the clock and I said, you know what? I might make the lollygaggers or the late or the what else you call it? Oh, you got several names. I'd probably make one of them anyway. Everybody looking for a good New Year.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's got a nice pot. Yeah, that's what's nice. Like I said, what's nice about hams is for the vast majority, and I mean way vast majority, 99-point-something%. It's rare to hear a discouraging word out of hams. I'm not sure why that is. They seem to all have a good positive attitude.
That's right. That's right. Y'all getting ready to go over to the over on 10?
Oh yeah, we'll be on 28.415 here momentarily.
Yeah, I got to get me an antenna to talk on it. These the dipoles I got for HF, they just I can hear you, maybe hear something, but it won't hear some of them, but it just won't transmit. Anyway, I'll let you get back at it, Paul. And hope everybody has a good New Year and had a good Christmas. I know this thing come and gone, but hope everybody had a good one. 73s, and we'll talk to you guys later. KR4AC.
Yeah, very good. That was Tim, Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu. He's in Murfreesboro. Good signal. Anybody else late?
KB4 SFM.
Hey, man, everybody's coming in here again tonight. This marks, you're number 29 there, Tom.
Well, I'm glad I counted. I just now got in here. Voice is about gone. Got a bad cold. 73s to you and everyone, and Happy New Year, everybody. KB4 SFM.
Yep, Tom, Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Foxtrot November. Hoping everybody has a great New Year's Day and a great New Year coming up down the pike. And he's struggling with a little bit of a cold. I don't know if it's a little bit. It sounds like a lot of cold, but I hope you feel better, Tom. Anybody else late check-ins?
W4 Echo Alpha Charlie.
Hey, Alan, did you hear Donnie, Oscar Foxtrot Oscar earlier? He wanted to get a hold of you.
Negative. I just got in from Lebanon. I'll say hi to Tim in Murfreesboro. And of course, Tom over there in the metropolis of. No, I just stepped in and I heard Tim. Just as I turned it on, Tim was checking in. So I'm a late check-in to say the least.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's all right being a late check-in. I'm glad you're in there. Everything else going all right for you?
So far, so good. Everything's working somewhat, especially in the physical sense, but managed to hold down some black-eyed peas and cornbread for the past 4 hours. So far, so good. Knock on wood. Yeah, I'll catch you guys over on 10. And just to let it be known, I'm probably going to have at least a possible 2 to 3 more 10 meter or 11 meter / 10 meter verticals. I just have to go through and replace all the hardware and detail them and make sure they look good on the analyzer. So maybe I'll have something listing here in the next week or 2.
And that was, now which verticals were those?
One was going to be an antenna specialist, but I'm going to modify the loading coil. I'll take it out inside the housing and I'm going to put it on the outside, much like the high gain does on their M500 penetrators. So it'll be either 1 half wave and 2 5/8, or maybe 2 half waves and 1 5/8, but it should do the trick here locally. So I'll have, again, hopefully to have 2 or 3 of those left over when I get a chance to go through them and make sure they're working correctly.
All right. So make sure you just let us know when they're ready. We'll announce to the world.
Okay. And then I've got this IMAX 2000 with the modified ear kit, as they call it. I'll have that one sometime here when I get a chance to work on it. All right. I'll let you go ahead and get back at it. I think I'm number 30. So I'll catch you guys over on 10 here shortly. W4 Echo Alpha Charlie. Happy New Year to all, and thanks for all the work you do.
Very good, Alan. Appreciate the kind words. I think that was actually, I misjudged. I was counting while you were telling me. I counted twice to make sure. Pretty sure my my CPA over there, my accountant, Michael's keeping track. And I think it was actually number 29, but that's good too. Michael, you counting?
29, what I got, Paul.
Yeah, no, somehow I misjudged that. But very good. Number 29. Anybody had late check-ins, lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, and end time survivalists? Please come now. All righty, ended up with a monstrous 29, matching this last week's net on Saturday. So big numbers. Let's move over right now then to 28.415 upper sideband. Going over there momentarily. QSY. Catch you guys in a second. K4PEW. Very good. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the sideband portion of the Mount Juliet Simplex net. We'll start in the same place. We'll start in the east. Please come now.
Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu.
Hey there, Kevin. Good to have you in there. Good signal. Who else we got east? Please come now. Anybody else east? Up through the north then, north of Mount Juliet.
WB0 and Nolo.
Nice solid signal there, Mark. Who else we got north? Please come on. I got you in there, Dennis. It's a little soft. I'm surprised. We'll have to try again some other time when we got some more time on our hands. But yours, I expected yours to be better than that. Who else we got north? Please come on. Over to the west, please come on.
KB4 SFM.
Hey, I'm glad you worked your way through the cold to come in there, Tom. You're doing a good job. Who else west? All right, I got Whiskey 4. I think I had a double in there. It's Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. All right, John. Who else was that in there? Hey, very good. How am I signal to you, Michael? Yeah, okay. I didn't get a chance due to some other things to get out there and do the final adjustment on my antenna. So we'll have to find out how it goes in the next week or so. Maybe it's all me on the receive and transmit. Because actually the antenna is a little shorter. I've made it a little shorter than it should be. So the tuner is doing more work for me. Who else we got north or west? Anybody else west? And down to the south, please come down. All right, I didn't get you in there, Tim. You got you a little weak, but I got you in. If I was wearing headphones, it'd be a lot clearer, but you're doing fine. Who else we got, Sal? All right, let's try it one more time. I did hear a signal in there from the south. Anybody got a relay for me? Hang on, let me put my headset on and see if I can hear that. K4 PEW, hang on. All right, let's try that one more time from the south on that station I could not hear. Anybody else from the south, please come down. Well, I must have been hearing things. Anybody else, any place, anywhere, please come in. Hold on, Dennis. There was somebody. Who else was in there? Very good. I've got you in there, Jimmy. What did you say, Dennis? Yeah, it is much better. Very good. Yeah, it's a good solid signal, one of the better ones. That's what I expected, really, from where you are and your elevation and your tower. So, is there any other check-ins, any place, anywhere on 28415 here in Mount Juliet? Hey, I got Robin in there. I think there was another person in there besides Robin. Anybody else late check-in? Am I hearing any relays? Is there anybody getting a relay for me that I can't hear? All right, last chance. K4PEW at the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Do we have anybody else on the 28.415? Well, let me run down the list backwards, going backwards. It's Kilo 4, India Delta Charlie. That was Robin down in 5 miles south of me. And then we got Jimmy, KN4, Kilo November 4, Lima X-Ray Hotel in northeast Mount Juliet. And Kilo Romeo 4, Alpha Zulu. We got Tim down there in Murfreesboro, and Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Belshire, and Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo, and he's over in Bellevue. And Kilo Bravo 4 Sierra Foxtrot November, and that's of course Tom over there in Martha. And Dennis, Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec in Castellian Springs. He had 2 check-ins, but we're only counting them once. And Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. It's Mark up in northeast, or actually northwest Mount Juliet. And then Kevin, Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu in Lebanon. And Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey me. So I think that's 10 if I did count it right. Hold on. Yep, that's 10. We didn't break the 11 mark today, but that's all right. We can't get them all. And good to have everybody in there. And now, for those that can and will, I'm closing the net on here, and we're going to move over to the Dennis is moving over to the mile. Dennis, are you ready for the fusion net? Yes, it's 147.525. I'm going to go ahead and announce that over there on the FM net as well. All right, I'm closing down the sideband portion. Good to have you all in there. You can hang out here. I'm going to move over to FM shortly and then try to do a fusion thing afterwards if I can. Catch you guys later. Appreciate y'all being there. K4P then. I'm going to be over on FM on 2 meters, yes, on the 146.415 just for momentarily. And Dennis is going to start up that fusion net on that 147.525. All right, here I am on the 146.415. For any of you still listening, we're moving over to, those that have fusion are moving over to the 147.525 on Yesu's fusion. And for those that can, have a good time. K4PEW, we're closing the net. So good night, everybody.